Guess whose collection just got bigger? No, not mine. Well, actually, it kind of did. But today, we're talking about Claudie's collection. That's right, we finally have new outfits and accessories for Claudie Wells. Claudie has been a hot topic of conversation ever since her release in 2022. Most notably, fans were not happy about how little she was promoted leading up to and around her release. Many accusing American Girl of showing favoritism towards light-skinned historical dolls like Courtney and treating Claudie basically like a token. Typically, when American Girl releases a new historical doll, it is very, very big news in the doll world. We get tons of press and hype and all sorts of teasers leading up to their release. And it sort of just feels like Claudie came out of nowhere. And to top it off, she has yet to be featured on an American Girl catalog cover. Many people have attributed this to her release being overshadowed by the Truly Me revamp that happened right around the same time. But I do find it odd that a doll as significant as Claudie has never been on the cover of an American Girl catalog. I mean, it's been an entire year since she's been released. So do I think that American Girl thinks of Claudie purely as a token? Well, no. I do feel like American Girl is committed to diversifying their product line so that all little girls feel represented by the brand. Notice how I said all little girls and not all little children? Yeah, that's a topic for a different episode. So, of course, American Girl isn't perfect. I mean, no brand or person is. But I do think it's important to have conversations like these because brands can have the best of intentions, but it can be a completely different story once that product actually hits the mass market. If people feel like American Girl is promoting their light-skinned dolls more than their deep skin dolls, it is critical that they address that. The majority of the doll industry in America has historically treated light-skinned dolls as the default, and it's important that we as consumers put pressure on companies to push past that. And while it can be uncomfortable to have conversations about race and colorism in the doll world, it's really important that we have conversations like this because these things have real-world impacts on a child's development. And that said, this release would be a great opportunity for American Girl to finally put Claudie on a catalog cover. But we'll see if it happens, and if they don't, we will continue to put pressure on American Girl to feature Claudie in a way that that doll deserves. So Claudie launched in 2022 with, in my opinion, quite a large collection. I do personally think it was a little bit on the Be Forever side in terms of aesthetic, but it is important to remember that these dolls are first and foremost designed for children. The adult collector community for American Girl just isn't big enough to support the brand, so if children don't want these dolls, American Girl is going to go under. And yeah, while I think that American Girl should have promoted Claudie a lot more around the time of her release, I don't think they half-assed her collection. I mean, I think they did an absolute slam dunk on the doll herself. Claudie's face sculpt is outstanding, and in my opinion, it's their best doll work since Mattel took over the brand in 1998. And that doesn't just happen on accident. A ton of R&D went into Claudie's creation, and I personally think she received as many resources as the Hoffman twins did. But yeah, I do think the marketing department at American Girl kinda let the team down on this one. But when I look at Claudie and her collection, I feel like the team that worked on her really loved working on that project. You can see it in the finished product. So, outside of marketing, what is my biggest criticism of Claudie's collection? I just personally don't feel like it looked very historical when it launched. I think a big reason for that is the collection was intentionally modernized because they did a big collaboration with Samantha Black and Harlem's Fashion Row, and the intent of that was to do a modern twist on the 1920s. And don't get me wrong, that collection is beautiful and I love it. It just doesn't look super historical. That's why I feel like, to me personally at least, Claudie's launch felt more like a revival of Be Forever just because of all of the bright colors and modern takes on things, and that was ultimately a concept that American Girl ended up scrapping. Again, I think due to poor feedback. But I totally get that for a giant corporation like Mattel, profits are going to be way more important than historical accuracy. And honestly, I'm not even sure if a doll line that looked exactly like their original Pleasant Company collection from the 1980s would even do that well in today's market. Brands like this have to find ways of staying fresh and relevant. I mean, hello, why do you think we got American Girl of today in 1995? This is nothing new for American Girl. And I'm not here to say that American Girl has done an awful job with Claudie because that's just not true. And though there were a few missteps along the way, I do feel like ultimately they got things really, really right. But yeah, it's definitely time to revisit the marketing around this doll. But today, I think they took a really great step in the right direction. Claudie's new collection looks a little bit more like something you would see out of one of the original Pleasant Company releases, but just updated a little bit for today's market. Back in the day, we really only got 1 or 2 new outfits each year per doll, so I feel like with Claudie, American Girl is pretty much on schedule. And if these items sell well, I feel feel like we can expect to see more for Claudia in the coming years. So her new collections are essentially summer and winter outfits, which follows the original historical structure by Pleasant Company. Her summer outfit is so cute. We have a nice drop waist on her dress, and honestly, this sort of looks like an amalgamation of something you'd see for Samantha and Addie. If I had my way, it'd be a small floral print on maybe like a cream colored fabric instead of like a Swiss dot on bright white. But this dress is so cute, and I think it looks stunning on Claudie. And I also love that they paired this dress with boots instead of Mary Jane's. I thought that was a really smart choice. And her travel accessories, despite having a plastic suitcase, which you know drives me bonkers, looks adorably vintage. This really is a great set. It looks like it has a really nice heritage feel, like these are all keepsakes, and that would be perfect in a dollhouse. They even went the extra mile and made replicas of Madame C.J. Walker's product line, which is historically accurate to Claudie. That is so cool. Anyway, my only note for this set is I wish they could have done an actual faux leather suitcase instead of pretending like they molded plastic to feel like faux leather. But other than that, I would give this a 10 out of 10. I think these pieces are so cute. And actually her toiletry pouch kind of seems like it could be referencing Addie's meat outfit, which either way, I love it. And we also got a winter set in this release too, and I'm just gonna come out and say it that this is gorgeous. Her winter coat has such wonderful details in it with all the extra trims and buttons, and it's kind of reminiscent of Samantha's winter outfit, like her plaid cape, but this honestly has more details. It looks better. I'm gonna guess that we aren't gonna get a dedicated Christmas outfit for Claudie because this looks like it's paired with Christmas accessories, but it's at least great they did it in a mint green color so that Claudie can at least wear this around Christmas time and she can kind of fit in with your doll Christmas display. American Girl, can we please get a plaid Christmas dress for Claudie? Pretty please? And the last item we have in today's release is her Christmas accessories. And you know I'm gonna say it, we finally have something that's not plastic. American Girl, can I give you a virtual high five for this? That metal cookie tin is exactly the type of thing I want to see more of. There's nothing special about plastic. It's literally a metaphor for being cheap. But this set is reminiscent of what made Pleasant Company so special. I feel like it's the 90s again, and I'm looking at something that's too special to be relegated to the shelves of Target. This feels like a keepsake piece. It has mixed materials, the printing on the tin is beautiful, and the plush rabbit looks like an antique. Honestly, it's stuff like this that lets us know that Claudie is a priority at American Girl in my opinion. I just think the marketing department needs to let us know that. This stuff takes a lot of resources to go from original concept to finished product, and I feel like so much work went into this, and so I feel like they did a really great job on this release. I really do hope we get to see a lot more for Claudie because in my opinion, she is one of the best dolls in their lineup right now. I really hope this is a glimpse of what's to come. If you enjoyed today's video, please hit the like button and leave a comment below. Likes and comments help boost my videos so that we can continue to grow this community and I can continue to make more videos. If you haven't already subscribed to my channel, just do it already. What if you never see me again? In case you were wondering, that little bell button sends you a notification every time I post a new video, so you never have to miss a minute of doll time with your pal Johnny. Don't forget to check me out on Patreon, where I have a video series called Doll Diaries, where I sit down with you every week and just talk about everything that's going on in the doll world. And yes, it does include drama and cussing. Your extra support goes a really long way in helping support my channel so that I can continue doing this for the rest of my life. So I really appreciate it. Thanks. You can find it at patreon.com/idreamofjohnny. You can also find me on TikTok and Instagram at idreamofjohnny. If you want to keep hanging out with me some more, why don't you watch this video right here? See you in the next one.